I never thought we would be able to compete at all.
That was maybe the only chance, but Guardian comes back in. Oh, Guardian, he gets two. There's still more to go, though. Cloud9 must plant the bomb. The peaks come in, but Guardian will not stop. One more to go, and Guardian gets them all.
Every year, there are hundreds of tournaments where a bunch of people get together and play video games. Competitive teams are matched up to play against each other, and millions of people around the world watch these big events. This is esports. In the US, the general public has no idea of what is going on. Juho Mahari is an associate professor at the University of Technology in Tampere, Finland. In his paper, What is Esports and Why Do People Watch It?, he states that esports is a form of sports where the primary aspects of the sport are facilitated by electronic systems. So this means that esports refers more to competitive gaming and that each game has different leagues of their own with players on them. These teams compete against each other for a monetary prize, and normally have championships and worldwide events while these competitions are held. People all over the world come together to watch these events, and in the US it is just starting to take off. Forbes is calling esports the new college football. Many colleges have started their own teams, with 8 starting their own teams in 2017, and players can even get a scholarship to play at the school. There is a National Association of Collegiate Esports with 45 schools partaking in this council. Esports will surpass the NFL in popularity within the next 25 years. In the US alone, more people watch esports competitions than the World Series or the NBA Finals, so it makes sense that it will soon overtake the NFL. Less than 9 million people play football, where 67 million monthly users play League of Legends, a big esports game, and that is just one esports title. So what's with the sudden interest in esports in recent years? It is due to a rise in profitability of esports and the social aspect.
This was not the first time the ESPN has televised an esports competition. In 2014, ESPN3 broadcast the International Dota 2 Championships, attracting the attentions of ESPN is impressive. However, mobile games like Hero of the Storm, Dota 2, and League of Legends are a regular draw for gamers and game spectators worldwide on the popular gameplay streaming website Twitch TV. Gamer spectators include gamers, gamecasters, and gamecast viewers. A game spectators can be all three, or any combination of the three. At the time of this writing, a visit to the Twitch TV directory reveals the more established games, such as Dota 2 and League of Legends, to be among the most popular games. Dota 2 maintains its healthy viewership, while the new Hero of the Storm community continues to grow in streamer and viewer interest. When computer and mobile games were formalized, the term esports was derived. So-called esports is now the standard. There can be achieved in the Euro game. When the players become a professional player. When the league broadcast in the game become a live broadcast of the game. The formalization of the system is self-evident. Like esports players also have their own regular training, and they also have a certain salary. In the game, there will be commentators who will broadcast the detail of the game in the most player of the game. The referees On the spot will also deal with the rules and the scenes in the game fairly. In the same way, the spirit of friendship is more important than the completion. At the scenes, there will also be audiences cheering for the player, and the players will fight out the professionally law. It is such reformers that esports have gradually moved to a legal stage, and more people have learned about it. When the game becomes a performance, that's a good way for presenting a competitive game. This year's Asia Games has been done just finished 2018 Asian Games Esports competition qualifiers. In the subsequent time, the video of the game was also sent to the network for viewing.
Esports has a major social aspect to it, as traditional sports do. People make friends by rooting for the same team and even playing the same game. There exists a commonly known trend where people who play video games are more socially awkward, so gaming provides an outlet for them to be social. So with these big events, they can get together with other people who are like them and socialize. These events accept anybody regardless of their values because everyone is there for the same reason, to watch competitive gaming. According to a survey by the Entertainment Software Association, 53% of gamers are male, while the remaining 47% are females. Esports has the potential to allow co-ed competing, something not seen in traditional sports, such as the NFL. There are already female esports players, such as Ricky Ortiz. She plays for the team Evil Geniuses and has competed in 61 tournaments so far. She specializes in fighting games. Along with being born a female, she is also transgender, showing that esports is even more accepting than the NFL. Another major sociability aspect that comes from esports is the amount of games that are within the industry. Wikipedia was able to compile a list of 47 esports titles that have ongoing professional competitions, with these titles ranging across numerous genres. So, there is something for everyone.
Which means there was a face plant right into the ground, which is enough to ding a receiver. Hit right there and then see his face into the ground, which would hurt even more. He is defenseless. He did get 2 steps, and then there's the hit.
Johnny Knox injury again. It was Chancellor who knocked the ball loose after the catch, but Anthony Hargrove, number 94, coming in afterwards. He slams head on with Knox.
And you can see what happens to Knox here as he loses the ball. Watch as he stinger. It's probably one of those deals. You don't know how serious it is because anytime the neck is involved, you know, it could be awful. I mean, it could be tragic.
Dean Hickson meets a brick wall of Buffalo defenders, and he goes down at the 21-yard line. And there's a Bills player face down there, too. Looks like Kevin Everett.
Now the ambulance has made its way out onto the field, too. So, boy, this is the worst thing you ever want to see anybody have to deal with in a football.
My name is Greg Gaines. I played for the Seahawks from 1981 to 1988. My last year in the league was 1989 with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was on the injured reserve that year.
What did the game do to your mind and your body as we sit here today? What did it do to you?
Well, you know, there's consequences to what you do. And I knew when I signed on that more than likely someday I would have some problems. I didn't realize the extent of those problems. Shoulders, fingers, back, neck. We tried to position for this interview earlier and I couldn't, there's just certain ways that I can stand and talk, like right now. I need to relax a little bit.
Early onset arthritis. Do you know what that is?
I do.
Do you have it?
I do. Everything's stiff. My wife will say, "What is taking you so long in the shower?" It takes me forever to get dressed. It takes me forever to do simple things like put your shoes on. I make these groans and these crazy sounds throughout the day, and it's just the way it is. You know, you learn to live with it. I've had issues with pain medication. I've been very open about that. I think that is a problem that a bunch of ex-players have. I'm not sure it's talked about as much as it should be, but I probably wrote the book on having issues with pain medication, and it's been something that's really disrupted my life. I would say I do experience anxiety, I do experience depression, and I have thought about what it'd be like to not be here. I've never gone as far as to actually consider doing something like that because I have too many people that love me. But you know, when some of the issues that you have start affecting those that you love, you can't help but start thinking maybe they'd be better off without me causing them problems. People look at me and know me, know I'm a hard guy. But I know some guys that have died from CTE, and they were very close to me.
For decades, the NFL has been the leading professional sports league, but due to the prevalence of concussions and a refusal to address it, a decline in viewership, and an uptick in the average cost of tickets, the NFL's popularity has and will continue to decline over the next 25 years. Football, and more specifically the NFL, has a concussion problem that they have been slow to address. Until only a few years ago, the NFL denied that there was any connection between concussions and CTE. The traumatic brain injury, which has been linked to many former players' suicides, including Junior Seau and Dave Duerson. Duerson even requested that his brain be studied after his death to learn more about CTE. This led to a group of over 1,000 players bringing a lawsuit against the NFL, stating that they knew about the dangers of CTE but failed to disclose the information to the players. When the NFL settled this lawsuit, they made a clause that allowed them to hide when they first knew about CTE. With the link between CTE and football made well known, people have started to doubt the safety of the sport and the league. Many people are refusing to let their kids play tackle football due to the risk of brain damage. According to Reuters, this has led to a decrease in the number of high school athletes who play football from its peak of 1.11 million in 2008 to 1.06 million in 2017, an almost 5% drop. With less people playing football every year, we will start to see a decrease in people's interest in the sport. This loss of interest is one reason that the NFL has seen a decline in viewership in recent years. It is not the only explanation for the decline, however, as the NFL suffers from many issues that they have not succeeded in fixing. Many fans regard the product of the NFL to be on the decline when teams such as the New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers have played poorly for many years. Another reason for the decline in viewership is the actions of players off the field, such as Kareem Hunt, who in February was recorded kicking and shoving a woman in a Cleveland hotel. The Chiefs knew about this incident when it happened, but didn't release their star running back until the video was released in November. While Kareem Hunt is no longer on the team, Some players who get in trouble are still playing in the NFL. Reuben Foster was arrested, charged with domestic violence, and released by the 49ers last week, but within a few days, he had been signed by the Washington Redskins. This angered many fans who followed the NFL because Foster has been arrested multiple times and has numerous character issues. Live attendance numbers for the NFL have been declining for a few years now due to the outrageous cost to attend a game. According to sportsfans.org, the average cost for a family of 4 to attend a regular season game is $503, with prices as high as $700. Combine this high price tag and the opinion that the football is lower quality, then you get the idea that attending a football game isn't worth it anymore in the eyes of a fan. A fan who is struggling for money isn't going to pay almost $700 to attend a game that they consider to be subpar. The NFL will continue to decline if they can't fix their declining ratings and attendance, but they cannot fix these issues until they have taken care of other issues and mend the public's opinion of them. They have not attempted to fix many of these issues and will continue to avoid them by settling lawsuits in secret. It is for this reason that the NFL will continue to decline over the next 25 years.
KT stood their ground.
There it is, straight away, crescendo coming down, equalizer going to follow. Impact actually taken very low, but look at that, the turnaround damage from SKT.
It looks like they're gonna continue under the turn. Bengi is the one tanking, and he gets out on a safeguard, if you will. Uzi finds a kill. No, taken from White. They continue into Pumandu. Piglet now in the eyes of Royal.
The chase is strong. Piglet's going to get caught out, but look at that. Sonya's down him. Piglet gets away, and that's going to be White's in trouble. Turnaround coming out from SK Telecom, just as Royal thought they could chase. SK Telecom are back in control.
And Piglet's quadra kill would give SKT a commanding 2-0 series lead.
Esports will overtake the NFL in 25 years because esports is growing in popularity very fast. Every year, the winning prizes are increasing, so profitability is rising. There's also something for everyone in esports, so anyone can find a group they fit into. Esports isn't limited to one gender, nor does it exclude players from being gay or transgender. Not only does the NFL not allow for an open environment for players to be LGBT, the NFL also has serious problems with injuries and cover-ups. Their shady acts and dangerous occurrences has caused their viewership to decline, and attendance of their events are at an all-time low due to price costs. Many players get hurt in the sport and little is done to try to stop it. The NFL is in trouble if it ever hopes to compete with esports as a major contender of entertainment in 25 years.
Have you guys seen esports and the E-League? I don't know if that's sports, but it's great sport. Mind savvy.
But I don't know if athlete is the right word that I would go for.
You don't break a sweat, I don't consider it a sport.
No, you do.
Watching people play video games isn't like watching people play football. It's like watching people play fantasy football. It is one more step removed from human activity. You understand?
It's video games. It shouldn't be on a sports network. It's video games.
But can it truly be a spectator sport?
It already is. 71 million watched it last year. They reckon it's going to, by 2017, it'll be 145 million people watching it.
They're actually giving college scholarships for video gaming.
You're kidding.
And it's even gone to the point that now the government has acknowledged professional video gamers as athletes.
Same way you'd watch a football match, you can hear the crowd, everyone's cheering the team on, you make friends, these are people you talk to, you play with online. It's all about community, it's being part of something that you're incredibly passionate about.
Running for Barrett though right now, trying to establish vision control and force SKT. Take that ambition! Ambition steals the